Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you're watching TTV News, some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of March 18, the Executive Committee of the TayNinhTV Provincial Party Committee held the 52nd meeting to elect the position of Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee for the 2020-2025 term.
Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, had a Provincial National Assembly delegation chair the meeting. At the meeting, Mr. Nguyễn Thị Yến Mai, head of Provincial Party Committee's Organization Committee, approved the proposal of Provincial Party Committee Standing Committee on the election of the Secretary Provincial Party Committee for the 2020-2025 term. As a result, with the absolute vote of confidence of 100% of the delegates present, Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng, Deputy Secretary Provincial Party Committee, was elected by the Executive Committee of Provincial Party Committee to hold position as Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee for the term of 2020 to 2025. Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng, born on January 2nd of 1974, hometown in Hiệp Hòa Commune, Cầu Ngang District, Trà Vinh Province. Professional qualification as Bachelor of Economics and Political Theory Advanced. Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng has held the following positions: the Deputy Chief of Office of the Provincial People's Committee, Director of Department of Land Investment, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee and Secretary of the District Party Committee, Secretary of the City Party Committee and Permanent Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Deputy Secretary of Provincial Party Committee and Delegates of Provincial People's Council for the 2021 to 2026 term. And previously, on the March 18, Mr. Nguyễn Đại Thi, Permanent Vice Chairwoman of Provincial People's Council, and Mr. Nguyễn Hồng Sơn, Vice Chairman of Provincial People's Council, co-chaired the 18th section of Provincial People's Council to dismiss and elect additional positions of Provincial People's Council and the Provincial People's Committee. The meeting dismissed the position as Chairman of Provincial People's Council and dismissed Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm from his duty as the delegate of the Provincial People's Council, for he was mobilized, assigned, and appointed by the Politburo to hold the position as Deputy Head of the Central Organizing Committee. The meeting resolved to dismiss Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, former Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, from his position as the delegate of Provincial People's Council, for Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc was also mobilized and appointed by the Prime Minister to hold position as Deputy Minister of Justice. The meeting elected Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng, Deputy Secretary of Provincial Party Committee, to hold position as Chairman of People's Council of the Province, term the 10th of 2021 to 2026. And next, the meeting also elected Mr. Võ Hồng Sang, Chief of Office of Provincial People's Committee, and Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, Commander of Provincial Military Command, to hold position of Member of Provincial People's Committee, term of 2021 to 2026. Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, Standing Deputy Secretary of Provincial Party Committee, Head of Provincial National Assembly delegation, and Mr. Nguyễn Đại Thi, Standing Vice Chairwoman of Provincial People's Council, presented flowers to congratulate the comrades, and the members were elected to the position of Provincial People's Council and Provincial People's Committee.
On the morning of March 18, Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, head of the Provincial National Assembly delegation, Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, and Acting Chairman of the Provincial People Committee, Nguyễn Hồng Thanh, attended the conference to summarize the coordination between four forces: police, military, border guard, and infantry division 5th in 2024.
Over the past year, the four forces have done a good job for coordination in many aspects of work, especially in the coordination of inspection and verification of information related to the security and order situation in the locality and border areas, as well as in patrolling, controlling, fighting, and preventing crimes, promoting communications, and mobilize the masses. At the conference, the Standing Deputy Secretary of Provincial Party Committee, Phạm Hùng Thái, acknowledged and highly appreciated the results achieved in the coordination between the forces. At the same time, he emphasized the close and effective coordination between the units has made an important contribution to the implementation of common tasks, ensuring the security, order, and sustainable development of the province. The forces need to continue to promote the sense of responsibility, improve the quality of coordination, and promptly overcome limitations to achieve the higher efficiencies in the coming time. On this occasion, many collectives and individuals with achievements in the coordination work between the four forces in 2024 were also commended and rewarded. And on the morning of Monday 18, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, head of Government Steering Committee on the Development of Science, Technology, Innovation, Digital Transformation and Project 6, chaired the first meeting of the Steering Committee. Attending the meeting and attending connecting point was Mr. Yu Meng Thắng, Vice Chairman of Principal Bills Committee. At the meeting, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized administrative reform, digital transformations, and the implementation of Project 6 have been actively implemented in recent years, but need to be upgraded and further improved in the quality and efficiency. The Prime Minister suggests that in the coming time, it is necessary to do well three key tasks: focus on removing institutional obstacles, urgently reviewing related laws, synthesizing and proposing to the National Assembly at the upcoming sessions, continue to review and invest in infrastructure, allocating at least 3% of the 2025 budget for the science and technology. Along with that, it is necessary to diversify forms of human resource training to meet development requirements in the current situation. The Prime Minister also requested that the ministry branches and localities establish a steering committee to implement the program with the spirit of catching up, progressing together and supporting, aiming at the goals of developing a rich, civilized and prosperous country, bringing practical benefits to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the past year, our party and state have had many policy and guidelines on gender equality to promote the position and role of women in all areas of social life.
In recent years, awareness and implementation of women's rights have made remarkable progress, opening up the more opportunities for the women in studying, developing their careers, and asserting themselves. And these changes not only contribute to enhancing the roles of women, but also promote the sustainable development of society. At work, Mrs. Kim Won always maintains a professional attitude and decisiveness and listened ability, which helps her build trust and respect from everyone. As the former president of the City Women's Union, Mrs. Kim Won always creates conditions and opportunities for the women to develop their abilities, and she actively promotes gender equality in the local development programs, encourages the women to participate in political and social activities, and builds a working environment where anyone has the opportunity to develop and contribute. We must strive for more than men in studying and gaining experience to fulfill our leadership role in the locality, while being flexible, agile, and determined that our colleagues in the unit can obey and our colleagues can properly implement the direction of a secretary. The gender equality in the family is also an important issue, because it not only helps everyone have opportunity to participate, contribute, and benefit from family resources and the process of social development, but also educate children about the gender equality. The family of Mr. Mai Hữu Lợi and Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Hồng Diễm residing in Ninh Wood, the Ninh City, is a young family that practices gender equality in the family. Mr. Lợi works in Ninh Wood, and although busy with the work, he still arranges to always help his wife in taking care of the children and sharing the household, and this helps create a living environment full of love. Women today also need to receive the information to be able to develop their families better and to develop their family's economy more. So I myself also share with my family in the housework or teaching children. And when my wife is busy, I'm also take on the responsibility of teaching the children or taking them to school also. And it can be seen that to bring the true equality to women is not only consistent in the viewpoints and policies, but also require many synchronous and feasible solutions to promote the women's potential, ensuring the gender equality with a call not only for women but for everyone to thereby contribute to the building a more sustainable society. And implementing international commitments on the greenhouse gas emission reduction. In recent times, the Provincial Bills Committee has issued many important documents to organize and develop a carbon market, especially in the fields of forest carbon credit exchange. In 2024, the Provincial Bills Committee has continuously directed special agencies to implement measures to manage and develop the carbon market through many important documents, clearly demonstrating the province's determination to strictly control emissions. At the same time, prepare the necessary legal foundation to deeply participate in domestic and international carbon market. In parallel with completing the policy framework, the Department of Agriculture and Environment is also actively cooperating with the domestic and foreign partners to assess the potential of the carbon market and implement related activities. And in order to contribute to the successful implementation of the local socio-economic development goals in 2025, the Thailand Provincial Business Committee has recently issued a document directing sectors and localities to focus on solutions to stimulate tourism development in the province. Specifically, the sectors and localities need to develop stimulus products for tourists based on the tourism products associated with the local strength in cuisine, cultural heritage, scenic spots associated with the ecotourism experiences, agriculture, rural areas combined with the sightseeing, shopping for OCB products, etc. At the same time, the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism needs to widely inform investors and the tourism business community in the province to actively participate in tourism stimulus program, especially in providing preferential tourism services, diversifying products, improving the quality of tourism services.
Ladies and gentlemen, the University of Chicago is one of the more prestigious universities in the United States and the best school for economics in the world in 2025. Therefore, becoming a student at the University of Chicago is the dream of many generations of students across the country.
In the 2024 to 2025 school year, the student had Trần Cẩm Tú, grade 12 English major of Hoàng Lê Kha High School faculty of the City, won a full scholarship from the University of Chicago. And from her own determination, Cẩm Tú wrote an inspirational story about her journey to conquer her dream. From a young age, Cẩm Tú was clearly aware of the importance of English and actively participated in English Club of international non-governmental organization. And thanks to her perseverance, Cẩm Tú's language ability has become increasingly solid. Since grade 3, I had the opportunity to join the English club. I also had the opportunity to use English quite often. At that time, I liked English. In the high school, I started taking English proficiency exam, and when I was in high school, I decided to take English proficiency exam because this is my fault. As for my experience in learning English, I think people often have the problems in speaking. The best way to just speak, because just speak to know where you are wrong and correct it. And up to now, Cẩm Tú has had an impressive record. She has only maintained an average score of over 9.5, achieved over 8.5 ELTS, and 1,540 over 1,600 SAT, participated in the National English Proficiency Exam twice and won an encouragement prize. Cẩm Tú also won the first prize in the ACCA Futurist competition organized by the British Association of the Chartered Certified Accountants and an encouragement prize in the Vietnam Economics Olympiad. At the beginning of grade 12, Cẩm Tú began to summarize her academic achievements, extracurricular activities, and wrote an essay to send to the University of Chicago. And in the essays, she talked about her hometown TayNinhTV. She wanted to reach out to the world to study so that she would have the opportunity to return to build her hometown. And when she received the information that she was accepted to the University of Chicago, Cẩm Tú burst into joy, and more than that, she also won a scholarship of more than $100,000 per year, helping to reduce the financial burden on her family. I participated in many extracurricular programs and accumulated a lot of experience, and this scholarship result is the result of a process of serious effort on my part. Firstly, discipline and careful preparation. Because the scholarship is very difficult to achieve, I should have had a strategy and high determination. And choosing and making efforts to study economics at the University of Chicago, Cẩm Tú has only one greatest wish, which is to find many solutions to contribute to the economic and tourism development of Thailand. My plan is that after completing my bachelor's degree, I will continue to study for a doctorate, and after completing my doctorate, I hope to have the opportunity to return to Vietnam to teach. Cẩm Tú's journey is proof of the saying, what is important is not who you are, where you were born, but how hard you try to rise up. It can be seen that through Cẩm Tú's journey to reach her dreams, with just personal efforts, everyone can make their dreams come true. And on March 18, the Thailand Department of Education and Training held a conference to review the 3 years of implementing the program for preschoolers to get acquainted with English. According to the assessment of Deputy Director of the Department of Education and Training, Bùi Tuấn Hải, in the past time, although English is a very new subject in the preschool, the schools have organized effective classes and closely coordinated with the families to bring the best learning environment for the children. The program to get acquainted with English for preschoolers were launched in the 2022 to 2023 school year with more than 8,300 children participating, and by the 2024 and 2025 school year, this number has increased to more than 12,400 children, and currently 80 over 131 preschools in the province have implemented the program, accounting for more than 61%. In the coming time, the Department of Education and Training will continue to promote the improvement of professional qualification and foreign languages, invest in modern teaching equipment, and at the same time strengthen inspection, supervision, and support to improve the quality of English familiarization activities for preschool children. And according to the draft standard for university and master training programs on semiconductor microchips of the Ministry of Education and Training, there are 75 major training to serve the human resources in the semiconductor industry. The Ministry of Education and Training is currently developing standards for training programs on semiconductor microchips at university and master levels, and this will be the basis for the units to implement training programs and develop a team of highly qualified human resources to serve the semiconductor industry in Vietnam. And this activity is part of the process of implementing the important decisions of the Prime Minister on strategy for developing Vietnam's semiconductor industry to 2030 with a vision to 2050, as well as the Human Resources Development Program for the semiconductor industry.
With the spirit of wherever there is a need, there is a youth. Where there is difficulty, there is a youth. In recent times, the youth of Thanh Tân Commune, Tây Ninh City have promoted their pioneering and volunteering role, actively participating in evaluation movement for the community.
Especially through the implementation of movement eliminating temporary and dilapidated houses, the local union members and youth have contributed to improving the quality of housing criteria in the new rural construction, as well as performing well the social security work in the locality. Immediately after the policy of promoting the immigration movement, eliminating temporary and dilapidated houses, Thanh Tân Commune Youth Union coordinated with the members of steering committee of the commune to urgently review and survey the current status of each household with the degraded housing to have the appropriate updating and repair plans, and at the same time, priority was also given to ethnic minority household and policy household with the difficult housing circumstances. The Youth Union has also proactively mobilized additional local resources such as working days of Youth Union members in the area. The Youth Union has also taken action to carry out projects and tasks such as painting, replacing toilets, and rolling up the houses of ethnic minorities and the people in difficult circumstances in the area. One of the households that the Youth Union members supported to repair their houses in this time is Missy Lâm Thị Niềm, born in 1956 of the Mun ethnic group, residing in TayNinhTV hamlet. Her family's house was built by the state a long time ago and has been deteriorated. Previously, the house was very leaky and the water flowed in so much, and when it rained at night, we just sat there doing nothing. I'm very happy and joyful to have a clean and beautiful house to develop my life without worrying about the leaks and dilapidations anymore. Thank you. Similarly, Missy Lê Thị Gọi, born in 1953, is a near poor household in locality, and currently Missy Gọi is living with the two young children who are going to school, one of whom receives a monthly allowance under the program Children Fostering Youth Union course of Thanh Tân Youth Union Commune, and her family's old house was repaired and updated by the Youth Union members also. I feel secure when I rent my grandchildren to live in my house, and at that time I was very scared when I went to work in the rain and at noon and wind in the afternoon. But now I have a very beautiful house. I dream of not having this house all my life. How could I have afforded it? And after more than 1 week of launching, the Youth Union members of Thanh Tân Commune joined hands to contribute to many meaningful tasks such as painting and repairing 3 houses for the household in difficult circumstances with a total cost of more than 130 million Vietnam dong, from the state budgets and mobilized sources. In particular, Thanh Tân Youth Union mobilized youth union members to provide labor days and construction materials worth for nearly 6 million Vietnam dong also. In the coming time, Thanh Tân Youth will continue to promote the spirits of volunteerism, actively coordinate with the members of steering committee for eliminating temporary and dilapidated houses of the community to review and mobilize social resources and as well as union members and the youth to participate in repairing and operating the houses for household in difficult circumstances.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.